Mic check. All right, so plug is right here above the trigger level. It's up on news. It's pulling back with the overall market, but I just scaled in to some contracts here at the trigger level. So what I'm looking for is this to continue to hold. My fill is at 0.92. I'm looking for a sell at 20%. And I'll be adding into the strength if we get that push. So my sell target is 111 roughly, right? So that would mean we need a high of day push. So as this consolidates here, if it decides to hold, I'll scale into more of this position. Everything else on the watch list is pretty much red. This is the only one showing relative strength against the market, and it has a catalyst. So it's a good reason to consider going long on this stock. I'm going to go ahead and scale in 2 more contracts here. So I'm up to 4 contracts. I still have a 92.5 average or so. My stop loss is placed at right here at 26.6. It's a mental stop. It's not a hard stop. So I will just cut the position if it doesn't work out. Everything pretty much going red with SPY right here. So we're getting a test, right? So we're close to getting stopped out on this position. So why this level? Well, because that was the opening high. I might even give this, since it's still a starter position, I might even give it room down to the low of day, but I honestly don't like, if this is to continue up, I don't like full retracement moves. And if that's the case, then I should probably just go ahead and cut the position regardless, right? So we're going to give it some time and see what this does here. I won't add back into the position until we get a break of the pre-market high, which is around 26.80. Right now we're down about 20% on this position, which isn't much from a monetary standpoint because it's still a starter position, right? So apparently we need market backing here. So if we do get a new low of day on SPY, I don't think that this position is going to work. It was showing relative strength. Now it seems to be following SPY. So we're gonna have to see what this does here. Still looking relevant. Again, what we don't want is a rejection here and then the pullback. If that's the case, if we get a rejection and pullback, then that means this is a lower high and it's not a continuation idea. So we'll cut the position then. So now we're only down about 8%. And that's the importance of trading the chart and not the not the percentage, not your P&L, because that kept us in the trade, right? And so now we're back to we're down about 6. Actually, no, we're right at break even pretty much. So we got a little bit of follow through there. So now what I want to see is a high of day push on PLUG. My sell target's still 111, right? That's going to be 20%. So that would mean a sell up here. I just got an alert on AFRM, so we're going to check that out on a. And by the way, I'm running different monitors. So AFRM is actually green. So what I'll do is, because Apple's red, is I'll switch out AFRM here and put Apple on a different monitor. We're up about 8% on this position for PLUG. I'm actually going to delete my sell. Well, I was going to delete my sell target. We're up and over, so I want to see if this holds. We're getting some volume here. I'm going to add in, I think, instead of selling there. Never mind. That was some big volume coming in for the rejection at high of day. That was close, right? I almost added in there. At this point, we want to see, now our confirmation is going to be a break of 27. So you see how the trigger level is not really working right now as a resistance point. So we need to manipulate that. We need to change that. Our confirmation is going to be over 27. So I'll tell you guys, reset alerts on plug at 27. That's going to give you more confirmation. And then I'm going to tell you that I alert at here, AFRM moving up, worth watching. No trigger break yet, but wanted to note. So I just wanted to note that. Yeah, so AFRM is looking good here. So what we'll do is we'll actually flip to the 1 minute on AFRM. All right, so we see we have some consolidation here that coincides with the high of day there. So we're looking for a dip entry. We can look for an early dip entry. I'm going to go ahead and add into plug because this is holding up. So let's go ahead and buy another 4 contracts. So we now have a total of 8 contracts on PLUG. Our stop is still placed at 26.6. Our average price is still 92. And we're just looking for a high of day break. While I'm letting this work, actually, let me go ahead and set my sell order on plug just in case. All right, so I'll set my sell order there. That's at 20% at the 111 mark. So while we're letting that work, we're going to pull up some contracts for AFRM. Go ahead and get those loaded up. Oh, what that? That's weird. The open interest is displaying 0. That can't be correct. All right, so for AFRM, I'm pulling up the 137 calls. These just ran. What is going on? I'm not sure if I even trust trading that. That's pretty wild. All right, so now I'm going to re-alert plug because people forget. Plug, worth watching, over 27. All right, so I'm re-alerting it now for the 3rd time to you guys. And we're still looking for the dip entry down here on AFRM. So I'll alert that. Dip entry available at 134 on AFRM. We're up 12% on plug, so at this point you could move your stop loss to break even for a risk-free trade, or you could take profits. I'm going to just let this work, I think, although I don't like that wick there on SPY. But this would be the point where maybe, you know, it is at a resistance point, so if you can't afford a paper cut loss and you like to capitalize on those profits, that would have been a point to take profits, right? But because I'm not in with a super significant size, I'm just going to let this continue to work. Still looking at AFRM, I need to alert this to you guys. So I alert at here. Look for a dip hold at 134 on AFRM. Everything else on the watch list right now is pretty much red. So we're back up again at 10% on PLUG. Again, this would be a spot like if you want to take profits, you can. We just put in a high of day, so we're up 13%. on this position. Contracts are at 107. We're looking for a 111 fill. We might not get it. We still have an average price of around 92 on these. So yeah, that was actually up about 16% there. Damn, we didn't get the pullback on AFRM like we wanted. So this move, I mean, we could have entered here, but we know resistance is at 138. We know support's down here. This was a 50-50 shot either way. That's why I didn't take that. It's moving for sure, but I like those dip entries, you know what I mean? So I don't see really, the risk to reward here is not worth it for me. All right, there's another high of day on plug. There we go. We got our fill, and that's 20%. So you guys wanted to see a live trade, and there it is. It doesn't have to be so emotional. You know, manage your risk, trade the chart, don't trade the options contracts, don't trade your P&L, and stick to the plan. So we made, here I'll show you on my other monitor here, on my other screen. Don't look at Facebook, that was actually a muffed trade. Plug is the one we're paying attention to. So plug, and that was with shares, by the way. Plug made 150 bucks on that trade. So nice, cool 20% there, and we executed it pretty well. We got the market kind of pulling back, so it was a good time to sell. And now what we can do is just reset our alerts on plug over 27.8 and wait for that to maybe get back up there. You could buy the dip here as this is showing an uptrend, but you know, at this point it's a little more risky because we have rejected 27 multiple times and we're seemingly breaking this uptrend. So I would feel less comfortable taking the dip entries and more comfortable trading it on the breakout as we get confirmation. AFRM pulling back near the resistance point. That's kind of what we wanted to see. A dip hold at 134 is still playable. AMD still playable off of the short trigger level. This is watch list rule 3 that's going to be in play. So if we look at the 1 minute time frame, this is our downtrend here. And I'm going to go ahead and alert that in the chat. So I'm going to say, take our AMD, watch list rule 3 in play. If this holds. And then I'll just put an FYI, you know, because I don't know if it's going to hold or not. It's not an entry here. It's just something to watch. Plug still tradable over high of day, so I'll re-alert that too. If it gets there. Set alerts at 27.1. I want to alert. What I'm debating right now is I want to alert this, but I also don't want people watching the wrong stock. So I think I'm going to hold off on that alert until this starts to curl back up, and if it does curl back up, I'll mention it again. So I'll just leave this typed up. I won't send it yet. AFRM. Let's flip to the 5 minute here and see what this looks like. Okay, so it's all green, right? I still don't trust the contracts on this. This contract, let me show you these things. They were looking pretty wild. Yeah, so what is this? And then the spread's not bad, but what is this open interest? And then I was looking at the active trader, like these things ran for, are you kidding me? They ran from like, I don't know if this is right, but from 0.8 all the way up to 260, 280. So you're looking at like a 267% gain already. Again, I don't know if that's correct, but I mean, it very well could be. The stock did run $6 on the same day expiration. All right, so we're getting a break of the trend line here, seemingly on AMD. We said watch list rule 3 was in play. That's pretty close. Your confirmation would be a break of the high, the most recent high, right? So this is high 1, and then You need a higher high put in to give you a confirmation break. Right now, AFRM showing great relative strength against the overall market, so that's good. Our top gainers for the day are PLUG, yes, which we took a trade on. Alibaba, which gapped up, so that doesn't really count. We'll reset an alert over 161. And then AFRM. So all three of those on the watch list. Let's look at Shop. Nope. Blink. Nope. Fubo. Netflix actually going green. Neo not doing much. Facebook. By the way, that Facebook trade that you saw earlier, I accidentally, this is crazy. So I bought in pre-market and I accidentally sold when I don't know what happened. I was trying to set a stop loss much lower than what the current price was. And when I went to set the stop loss, somehow in pre-market it converted to a market order and sold me right where the price of the stock was, which unfortunately was like right here, like right before that pump. And whatever, it was just 60 shares, so it wasn't that much capital. So now at this point, like, we know the resistance is at 138 on AFRM. And it's been big green here. So if it continues to go green over this price point or barely pushes this price point, I don't necessarily want to take this trade. I want to see it either break out big time and then give us a pullback, or pull back before and then go. But if it goes all green, it needs to, we need to find a dip on this somewhere. Yeah, so plug, good thing I didn't send out that alert because it's coming down for sure. So I would have had you guys watching the wrong stock. So I always try to be mindful of that and keep you on the right path. So I'm going to re-alert AFRM. I'm saying it's worth watching, but it has been all green. So consider the risk to reward. I'm not sure if you guys wanted me to like trade with massive size on these live trades. I don't think the size really matters. I think it's the execution that matters. So, I just kind of went in with smaller size because I feel more comfortable doing that and then recording at the same time. But I don't, and again, I don't know if you want me to record my whole trading day or if you just want me to record certain trades or what. But let me know in the comments section below what you guys want to see. If you want me to trade with larger size or you want me to trade with my normal position size, I'll do that. But post it up in the comments. If you want to see my whole trading day or if you just want to see select trades. At this point, the whole market is kind of going red. So what I would do normally is I'm like, okay, well, let's pull up the watch list and let's go back over it. So we have AFRM, which is still in play. AMD, which is still in play. Tesla is totally out of play, right? Tesla is, I've got this on a different monitor here. Tesla is red. SQ, totally out of play, right? SQ is red right now. And then our side charts, Alibaba is red. Neo is red. Apple is also red. And then PLUG, well, you saw, it was slightly green. So our trigger for PLUG was 26.85, right? So 26.85 was the trigger. You guys saw how I managed that trade, how I was able to capitalize and take 20%. What we're watching here are two main things. We're keeping an alert on plug, but we're watching AFRM to break 138 and give us that confirmation move, and we're watching AMD to put in higher highs. So now this trend line that we drew needs to be adjusted. It's going to look more like this. So a break of this old line is no longer relevant. Now we can move it down and say, well, yeah, maybe a break of like 106.5 could be taken. But you likely want to have market backing. AFRM, so there's the move up on that, which is good because I just mentioned it in the chat. So you guys should be paying attention to this one and kind of deciding on your own where a good entry point would be. Me personally, I just don't feel comfortable taking it in this choppiness area, so I want to see a conviction move up. I want to see a big move up, maybe testing 140 or 141, and then a pull back to 138 now. That's exactly what I'm looking for. This trend line here that we have on plug is no longer really relevant, so we want to delete that. It's going to look more like this. That's going to be our support point. So PLUG is actually giving us a range here. It looks almost like a double bottom, but not quite, because that middle peak, that neckline is larger than the previous runs. So this might be what's in fact shaping up a head and shoulders, where you have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and then a flush below this point would be your neckline, and you'll see a continuation down, but it has support at the low of day, so we'll see where this goes. While I'm talking about that, AMD is shaping up nicely, so we're going to reset an alert here. Well, I hit cancel instead of send. Alright, so we'll reset alert there, so I'm going to say ticker AMD set alerts at 106.5 for possible reversal. Watch list rule 3, still a trade idea. Alright, now we've got the run up here on AFRM, so it's not quite testing 140, but we're going to look for a dip entry, so we're going to pull up some contracts because the ones that we liked were a little more pricey. So I'm pulling up the 140 calls, something right at the money here. We're going to look for a dip entry. So I alert at here, ticker AFRM, valid. Look for dip entry near trigger. All right, so I'm sending that out. So we've got the 140 calls. Now we can trade this a couple of ways. We could set a buy order. You know, we could undercut the bid here, setting a buy order on this chart. So if this did come down, we would get filled. That's a little low, so we want to set it maybe at 20. Let's go with like 185. See where that's at. That looks like it'll work. So we'll leave that there. Watch for this rejection here on plug. So if I was a short bias trader, this might be the area, or this might be the area where I'm looking to take a short position near 27 for the run back down. Or you could wait for confirmation and a break below this point to see if we get a flush down. And I'm going in here on AFRM with very small size. We might get filled. Let's see. We're not far off. Oh, I just canceled that. I'll do, so I'm buying in with one contract there. I had 3 originally set, but I just went ahead and bought one. So we're filled at 210. I bought one because it's coming down, right? And so we don't know if it's going to hold 138. So I want to see if it comes down a little further. I'll give it down to like 136, 137. We can look to add into the position. On a run up like this, each high should hold as support. So, I mean, ideally, like, it shouldn't really break below 137.5. All right, so there's our move down. Maybe we consider adding in another contract here. All right, so we're in with 2. We now have a 205 average. Oh, there's our flush move down. So we're looking for pretty much a run towards high of day again. So I don't want to add in necessarily right here. I might give it a little further right? 137. All right, that looks good. We'll buy in with another 2 contracts here. And that's a buy stop order. So if it bounces and pushes up, I'll get filled. I'm over the bid price right now. Okay, we got filled on that. So now we're in with 4 contracts on AFRM with a 195 average. We bounced right at the support point, which is what we wanted to see, and now we're looking for 20%. So that'll be a move around 238. Right? So somewhere right around this area. I just got an alert on Boeing. Damn, so there's the market. Big run up, right? So now we have backing. So now AMD looks even better here. Let's pull up Boeing and see what this is doing here. Okay, so that just moved up quite nicely with the overall market. So let me note that. Actually, it's not on the watch list. I don't want to distract you guys. I will mention it. I'll say Boeing not on watch list. Not on watch list, but high of day move there over pre-market high might be worth watching. So we're still just chilling in this position. I might cut it below 137. AFRM's been pretty strong, so I don't want to prematurely cut this position. We'll see if we get the run back up. We're down about 5% right now. Actually, no, we're not. We're down 2%. So there's a new, like a recent high put in, which is good. Okay, now we're up. Now we're up 2%, 4%. We're up 5%. We're up 10%. We're up. We're almost close to our fill here. Okay, so there's a pullback. We're up 13% at the peak of that. So what I would recommend at this time is, if you can't take, remember, if you can't take paper cut losses, to either take that 10% there or set your stop loss at break even, right? Because there's no real reason for this to come back on you for a loss. But me and my account value, I can handle that type of thing, so I don't mind chilling in this position and letting it work. But if you're looking for that, if you're in a small account, you know, those 10% gains, they're going to add up. That'd have been 2 10% gainers right there, green on the day, call it a day if you got a small account. Plug is still worth watching here. So Plug did hold support, and it's looking like it might give us a move. Let's check that on the 5 minutes, see if we got a pattern shaping up. And it's kind of just consolidating. So no real pattern here. But I do like that it's still putting in higher highs. So I'm going to re-alert this now. Remember that message that I almost sent earlier? So I'm going to say, oops. Plug, keep alerts set at 27. Still on watch. So AMD still not doing anything. Boeing, oh, what was that? Oh, we just got filled on our position. Okay, so yeah, so you see it filled over here, but this did not go away. So, you know, that's just a glitch. We did get filled. All right, so here we go. I'll pull that down so you can see it. AFRM, we're up 150 on that. Facebook, we're not counting Facebook and Plug. We're up 150 on that. Right, so $300 on the day, and you know, this has been pretty easy price action to read. just managing positions, scaling in, taking it one trade at a time. I was going to end the video earlier, but that was a pretty good trade. So you got to see two. And $300, you know, I mean, it's not my normal average. You're not seeing some wild, like, $5,000, $3,000 gains or $1,000 gains. But it's about the execution. I don't think it's so much about the profits. You guys know that I make money, and you know, I will do that on my own accord. Hey, hold on, I gotta re-alert this to you guys. This is looking pretty nice here. Let me put this out in chat. AMD looking interesting here, worth watching. I'll say can go either way, because that's also looking like a descending triangle. I don't know if this alert is very helpful, but I said AMD looking interesting here, can go either way. So it's looking like a descending triangle, which is a bearish pattern, but it's also looking like it could break the top side, break the trend line and run top side. So, I mean, it's just indecision. Like, I can't tell you, yeah, buy AMD here, because I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go out. That's going to be something. I don't know if it's going to break out. You know, that's something you guys got to decide. By the way, AFRM, that dip looked nice. So we're still watching AFRM, but at this point, I want you to note the slope of the run up. So the slope of the run up has gone from that to that to that. You see how that's curling, right? And then we put in a lower high. So this is kind of your first sign that this trend, uptrend for this run, this particular run, might be done. So it might downtrend for a little bit, and then it might start uptrending again. But this is kind of your first sign. When you see the slope of the increase, or the slope of geometry is the one with the shapes, right? When you see the slope of the line start curling or flattening out, then you know that's, you know, kind of your first sign that it might be not a time to buy, because you're not in an uptrend, you're in consolidation now. It's moving sideways. So you don't always want to try to buy into this, because then you're stuck in chop. But a break of 139 is still very tradable here, because that's shaping up a pennant pattern. So I'll say still tradable over 139. There's your high of day on plug. So I because I'm talking so much, I didn't catch this, the consolidation at 27. But now you have, and remember, we alerted this when it was here or here. So now you have pretty much confirmation that this is wanting to continue to go, but it's moving up. So I'd like to see it actually run a little more and then dip down to 27. I want a retest of 27, validated as support, and then a pullback. So AMD, we're gonna have to keep shifting this line. Every time I go to end this stream, this recording, I just keep seeing stuff. So it's good. I think it's good maybe that you guys can get all this material. What I'll do is I'll upload this raw, uncut, unedited, so that you guys just get the full experience of what it's like to sit behind a monitor with me. I mean, I do this in the live streams as well, but I leave the decisions up to you. You know, I'm not going to tell you guys, hey, I'm buying here, you should too, or hey, I'm buying there, you should too, because it doesn't translate well, you know? It doesn't. You wouldn't understand that I was holding on to this position down here and adding into it. Maybe some people don't have the capital to do something like that, or maybe they mess up and buy early or jump the gun, or even buying late. So I leave the decisions up to you. The whole point of this server is to create self-sufficiency. I give you the trades. Plug was along over 26.85. It's moving. You know, that's working. AFRM was along over 138. That worked. It's just a matter of managing your own trades in the style that you want to manage them in. By the way, if you haven't pressed the like button and you've watched it this far, press the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Actually, you know what? I think that I'm not even going to release this to the public. This is going to be a Spartan Trade server only type of content. You guys deserve exclusive content, so here it is. My trades will be only for you guys to watch. But if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're in my server, subscribe. What are you doing? All right. The only thing, okay, we're looking for a breakout here on AFRM. So we're still looking for that breakout. We're still looking for a retest of 27. So I'll draw a trend line. I love these trend lines because I can easily see. I don't need to look. I don't need to look here, and then look here. I could just see here and here. Boom. Is it near it? No. Is it near this? No. Is it near this? No. So or yes or yes or yes. You know, I don't know. It's very easy to see and just glance at all my charts and figure out where everything's at. But I think now, since the market's slowing down, this is usually around the time that I start considering calling it a day. We're green already on the day. We're green on the week. I think that I might just go ahead and call it here. You guys got to see some awesome trades. For the rest of the day, the only thing I would be watching is AFRM on a break of 139 and plug on a pullback test of 27. But I don't want this video to be super long, so I'm going to end it here. But I hope the content was good. Again, you know, study this stuff. If you have to, watch it twice. I hope it helped. Drop a comment below. Let me know what type of things you want to see. Do you want to see my full trading day? Do you want to see just specific trades? Do you want to see a montage of trades? There's that descending triangle breakdown there on AMD. Do you want to see, you know, me use larger capital size? What do you want? What do you want to see? Post it up and let me know. All right. Take care. Thank you all for watching. I'll end the stream here.